and we are good to go. What's up, AYS? Trustin, what's up, man?
What's up, PT Dub? How's it going, my man?
Good. So, I want to do another episode of the podcast.
Neat.
And our last episode was dope as hell. I had a lot of fun discussing things with you, and actually have a list of things that we wanted to discuss for this. So introductions again. We're gonna get started with just introducing ourselves. So I'll let you take the floor. Hey, Waz.
So I'm AYellowSnowball, AYS for short, or Snowball. Just been making montages in Halo for probably like 15 years now or something at least. Maybe even, yeah, probably something like that. And just never really left the scene, kind of lurking in the background. But the old days of Halo 3 was when I was really into it and really played a lot. And I dabble in Infinite every now and then. So, yeah, that's me.
And for me, I'm an old school Halo 3, Halo 2 editor now too. And pretty much got back into the scene in 2020 after being out for like 10 years, not being able to finish any projects at all. I've been kept in the loop by some good friends, some good people in the community, and I'm back in things, and I've been back since 2021, and I'm having fun. So, um,
Awesome. I mean, one thing I think we should mention, we both are part of the Frag Movie Arts and are running the contest. So,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely. So that's the next thing is we're gonna discuss this year's contest. Um,
mhm.
what do you think so far? What are you thinking?
So we talked about it a little bit, and I didn't want to talk too much because I wanted to go organically. But I had told you like I was kind of surprised we got this many entrants. Honestly, I didn't know if we were going to meet 10. I thought we might get like 7 or 8. But to see as many as we've gotten and some of the talent, whether it be editing, gameplay, syncing, and all that, I think it's actually been amazing how many entries we've had. And I'm excited to see, in the next span of couple months before the deadline's over, how many more we get, people who have been putting their Tages on hold for a couple years or just haven't gotten the motivation to finish it. Maybe this will light that fire under them and, you know, we'll get some more entries before the end of the year. But so overall, I'm really happy about it. How do you feel?
I'm happy. I'm really happy about it. I do wish more people would have used the contest logo, but I mean, it doesn't matter to me really. I'm doing this for the community, and I'm happy that we have so many entries. Um, yeah, I was hopeful. I was pretty optimistic. I'm like, yeah, I think we'll get a good amount of entries, and I think we'll definitely hit 10. But some of these entries are just fucking incredible, dude. And I think the first entry we got was is by Kyle called Flesh. So like that entry, the first entry just set the tone for the entire competition. It's such a dope entry. I don't know if you remember that one. It was the first one.
Oh yeah. No, I do. And I like the editing into it, dude. I like the use of color in it. It was amazing, for it to start off, and then we just had a flood of them after that.
Yeah,
At
the
a big
music in that video is so unique too. It's like that screamo
Yeah.
death metal. Like it's very interesting, and I
Yeah, I
really
thought he used that really well. It wasn't the music isn't my cup of tea, but I'm not one of those people who will judge something based on my personal taste. I'll, put that aside and, try to view it from the artist and how they're trying to express it, so I really enjoyed it. I actually like the use of that music, even though it's not my thing, because it's not normal to see that in a
yeah,
montage,
yeah, exactly.
and anymore anymore, you used to back in the day some, like 2007, 2009, but you just don't see that nowadays.
Yeah, it's a very unique soundtrack for sure. And the colors, like you said, the colors are really cool. The syncing is dope. And the soundtrack is just, in my opinion, is kind of memorable to me. It stood out. And I know I just got done rewatching the entries right before we started talking, actually. And I was looking through them and I'm like, man, like we have a lot of like really interesting soundtracks and like really interesting music, and on top of the amazing gameplay that has been provided.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I don't want to get too much into my opinions on them because I am one of the judges, so I don't want to give away anything. but just the different types of gameplay and the music, like I said earlier, all that stuff, man, and to see more and more entries coming in, like one I will tell you, like, one I really did like was Juke's. It just had such a cool vibe to it and such a good flow, and, like, everything about it felt like I was literally, like, sitting back in my, like, giant recliner with a warm cup of tea or a glass of whiskey, whichever you prefer, and, like, a campfire in front of me, and, like, I'm just watching it on, like, a nice rainy night with some lightning and thunder in the background. Fuck, that was a lot of description, but that's the way it made me feel.
Absolutely, I love that video. There's a lot of all the ones I love all the videos entries. Jukes, in my opinion, it was very, very unique, and then I ended up doing a podcast with him. I don't know if you heard the podcast I had with him,
I did.
but he did the entire video in Sony Vegas. So, like, all
I
the
know
masking you see, all the 3D tracking.
I know listening to him be like, "Yeah, I just never really left and just kinda kept exploring and learning new things," and I'm not much of an editor. I kinda threw together some of my old montages, but literally my thing would be, like, some minor syncing maybe, and, like, I don't know, some freaking, transitions or something, but like, I have experience with that, and to see him pull all those things off in that, I was like, "That is actually fucking almost crazier than any of this."
Yeah, it was yeah, that's insane, dude. Like, when I watched it, I was like, "Oh, he went into, like, he's using After Effects for sure," I thought, and, like, I don't know if people are using if people use sequencers as much as we used them back in the day. Um, the sequencing software is the software where you just drag and drop clips and you just kinda put them in order and everything, whereas
Yeah.
I always felt like it felt like most people are editing purely in either, the compositing software now, would be either Adobe After Effects or, um, I guess DaVinci Resolve would be what they're using, most people, I think.
Hmm. Yeah, see, and I don't know enough about that to honestly comment. You would be way more, knowledgeable on that stuff, but I just know enough that that was a crazy feat with just what we thought was capable in that program, 10 years ago or something
Yeah,
like
and I
that.
love the music in that video too, man. Like, and I know we're not like we don't want to give away like videos and stuff like how you score certain things. I'm not gonna say how I scored all the videos, right? Obviously, but I do want to say I did like particularly that video. Um, Kyle's. I really love the music in Feartasticaly's the end of beginning.
Yep.
Um, it's because when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it. I'm from Chicago, dude. So like, that song I had never heard it before until I watched that montage. I'm like, oh shit, this is a very good soundtrack, and the gameplay's dope in there too. So
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And one more I'm going to mention, and of course, I'm not giving away anything. These like everyone's unique, and like we will release our scores and stuff like that at the end of it. But I like Danchi's like his new one, the one Reflections did for him. I almost had to look away twice because I thought I was gonna have a seizure with all the colors, but it was fucking crazy, and that's probably because 'cause I'm just old as hell. I'm sure if I was 10 years younger, I could handle it. Because right now there's things on video games I can't even figure out anymore that I used to swear I could, so I really love the color in that one, the saturation, and just his gameplay is always freaking top-notch with how he is with that sniper. I
oh,
mean, he's
absolutely,
beast.
dude. That video is fucking amazing, dude. Like I was Reflection showed me a little bit of the making of it while he was working on it. Sorry, I just had a burp. While he was working on it, and he showed me a little bit of it, and I'm like, dude, I'm really interested to see how this looks. And I love the colors, like you mentioned, the colors and Reflection's work is always amazing because he uses like a special tool, um, that like
Yeah, he was describing it in the podcast he did.
yeah, yeah, and you're able to get such interesting kind of colors and kind of like look basically this. Yeah, it's just his very unique style for sure, and that video is one of a kind for sure.
Yeah, so for next year's contest, like, what are you thinking?
Next year's contest?
Yeah.
So, uh, oh man, okay, yeah, next year's contest, I'm thinking I want to open this.
So did I go ahead too quick? We back up still. Do you wanna talk about them?
No, it's good. Well, I thought we were gonna go through a couple of these montages, but we're almost pretty much
Oh, yeah.
at it. Like we had gameplay wise, I think like there's a lot of them with really good gameplay. But as I was watching this one by Marksman, Death and Romance, uh,
Oh my god.
fuck, dude,
Fuck.
Yeah, that was, and then Blake the Strafe just released Don't Go. I don't know if
OG legend.
yeah, I don't know if you
OG
got
legend right there.
the chance to watch that one, but fuck, that H2 gameplay is just sick, dude. And then, of course, Danchi's gameplay for, Reflections, video, and then also Cold Foods, because he was in that one too. Uh
Yeah, well, we got Eli X too, one of the biggest streamers, like, in Halo and just a legend in the game, like, that
oh, yeah, that
even though that was a short one, I was, like, at the end of it, my only disappointment was like, "Why wasn't this longer?"
yes, dude, Xander's a fucking G, dude, like, that edit,
Yeah.
like, fuck, dude, I've watched that edit, like, 20 times already just because it feels like it happens in, like, 20 seconds or whatever, even though it's a minute 30, it's really short, but it feels like it just goes by so quick, and, like, the music is so fucking awesome in that movie. It's like that funk music, like, it's dope, dude. So, we had a lot of really good entries. We had one that was done, all entirely on the phone too. Uh
I know. Which one was that? I forgot because I was like, "Okay, I gotta give you credit for that just because this was done on your phone." Oh, yeah, because it had the Halo 4 gameplay in it. Like,
I think
this is you know, this is open to every Halo, but you don't see a lot of Halo 4 gameplay anymore. But I remember his did, and I was like, "Right on." Like, I'm glad people are still rocking that. That was as far as your ability to get stickies, because you got the ability to choose what you started with, like, I loved Halo 4. I never got so many clips as I did as in Halo 4 just because you got to start with stickies, and every time you died, you woke up with stickies, and it was like endless opportunities.
I never played Halo 4, so I don't know about the nuances about the game, but it's a beautiful game, and, yeah, it's always interesting to see what people can come up with the technology we have available, so for him to do it all on the phone is just it's crazy.
I know. I almost think, like, for next year's contest, I wanna do, like, a couple not and this is just off the top of my head, we haven't even discussed this, but man, like, if we could do 1 or 2, like, extra prizes for, like, the most I don't know, whatever, like, unique edit, because like, honestly, like, between some of the amazing editing, him doing that on the phone, I'd be like, "That's pretty amazing, really," like, what he did and compiled. Like, I know the time into it and whatnot, but just you see what I'm saying? Like,
I
with
Yeah.
what the tools he had versus, I know some of these guys put 400, 500 hours in these edits, like, I don't know, it's almost yeah, it would be hard for me, but, like, just to have a couple extra little, like, entries in like that, like the most unique montage or whatever,
Like, most
I don't
innovative or something, the most innovative, montage, this
yeah, we could totally discuss it at another time, but like, you bringing that up, and I totally forgot he did all that on the phone just made me think, like, God, like, just because he did it on the phone, I almost wanna slip him, like, 25 bucks myself just to be like, "Hell, dude, here you go. I know it wasn't worth it."
there might have been another guy that did his edit entirely on the phone too, that was
Oh, well, I take that back then, never
entered
mind.
earlier. I'm not sure, man, I'm not sure. Or it might have been a video that didn't get entered in the competition that was done on the phone. Don't quote I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, if there is another one that was done on the phone, um, please let me know. But yeah, I do recall somebody else doing another edit on their phone as well.
Ah, yeah. I remember watching this TikTok probably 10 years ago, a kid did on his phone, and it was, the sticks were okay. I have high standards, but I was surprised. I was like, this wasn't that bad editing. It wasn't nothing fancy, but I mean, it was nothing like, that I would be like, well, that was shitty. So
Yeah.
it's definitely been around for a while. I'm kind of surprised more kids haven't done stuff like that. With just I mean, you can buy editing programs now for like 30 bucks a year, and they're decent ones because I've used some of them on my phone for business, and they've worked pretty well, actually.
Yeah, they have app versions of them that you can just download on your phone and do your editing through your phone while you're laying on the couch or something, eating Doritos or whatever. Uh, what's it called? So, alright, let's discuss, next year's contest. Sorry, I wanted to touch on, the other entries a little bit too, just because we spent some time on the first couple ones, so that's why.
Yeah, that's fair.
But, next year's entry, I'm thinking next year's contest, I'm thinking is gonna be and this is all kind of up in the air, but, I'm thinking, we're gonna open this contest up to every FPS. So every frag, every frag video that it wants to enter, any editor, any player from Valorant, Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, Battlefield, I don't know what other games there are, but, it's open to all FPS, all frag any frag movie that's gonna be created. Yeah.
I think that's pretty exciting. I think it's a good opportunity for the contest to grow. It is going to have a lot more entries, and hopefully, with more entries, with that will come more sponsors and more, donations and more stuff like that to make the prize pool even larger. Uh,
Absolutely.
and I just think it's a good move. Halo's always going to be our core. It's what we both got into and is where our passion is. But we want to make this as big as we can. And that doesn't mean that, like, Halo videos are going to be, judged differently than a Call of Duty one or something. And who knows, we might get big enough where we have judges for each individual game. And then at the end, you have like a couple judges do the final, or we haven't really discussed all of that yet. But I mean, I think it's a great idea. I think it will definitely help us grow and, help spread this environment and this, thing we're trying to create.
Yeah, absolutely, and we can definitely chat about it, now if you want, about the judging and how we might go about doing the next year's contest. Because, like I said, it's all up in the air. It's not like it's all written in stone. We can always change our minds about it, in the future, but it's just to kind of, have ideas, throw ideas up in the air and see what sounds the best and everything.
So what are you thinking? Like, I'll let you go first.
Well, I was thinking I do think it's a good idea to have judges from the different games. I think it's gonna be difficult to find those judges, and you know, I think it's gonna be difficult to find judges for those games because I don't have those kinda connections. I don't know if you do, but
No,
I don't
I
know.
don't.
Yeah, I mean, I sometimes I see people playing Call of Duty that also play Halo, and I know Reflections plays Counter-Strike, so, there's that,
I
but
know Blake the Strafe plays Call of Duty too. He's
yeah,
badass
so,
Warzone as well.
I mean, we could talk about maybe finding people within the Halo community who, understand those games and, some of the nuances in those games, to really give us more accurate judging. But like you mentioned, Halo is always gonna be the cornerstone of this competition and this brand. Um, I just I just like frag movies in general, and I wanna expand into all frag movie, artistic, avenues basically that, are created, so
Yeah, no, and I definitely agree, and this might be a good chance for us since we're just spitballing and this is what we talk about, not even on a podcast, just over Discord or whatever,
yeah.
is if anyone has connections or has, some influence or is in the community for any of these games, like PT Dub mentioned, Counter Strike, Overwatch 2, whatever it is. Call of Duty, like, reach out to us and let us know, like, if you wanna help us with this, because the more people I mean, I don't wanna build too big of a ship quite yet. I don't wanna get too big too quick, but if we can start branching out, it definitely now's the time and trying to plant those seeds and getting those gears in motion for those other games and getting the name out there and the awareness of what we're trying to create or what we've already created after a year almost and what we're trying to continue to do. So, if anyone can help us, like, feel free to reach out to us either on Discord or, uh I don't know what else.
Leave a comment on the
Yeah, leave a comment. That's a really good idea.
at x.com, we're always active on
Yep,
X. Um, but yeah,
for sure.
like I think opening up the avenue more to more FPS games is really necessary because, and I hate to be like negative and I hate to throw this out there, but I don't know how the next few games are gonna be for Halo, and um I have to hedge my bets um for the brand as I'm not entirely confident in the Halo Studios team after they dropped the ball on Halo Infinite. Although Halo Infinite is good now, like it's dope. Which is another thing we could talk about, like how dope fucking Halo Infinite is now. Like they fixed a lot of things since the last time we talked.
Yeah, they have, and we don't talk a lot about it, but I've been playing a little bit of it. I was a little disappointed that new Mutilator, it has like a gravity hammer type attack, and I had heard from somebody that it's supposed to be able to launch nades, and it does not launch stickies. I was very disappointed about that. So, pretty much the only reflector's still the only thing you got, but, I mean, it's definitely they've done some work to it. The only thing that disappoints me, and I agree with your hesitation about the future games is it's just how long it's taken and how I mean, they're still just pay to play, like, I mean, they released this new season, and you gotta buy this shit for 2,300 credits. I mean, it's so much about money nowadays, and that's what bothers me with all games in general, but Halo just I'm worried that they are not going to release the next game, as good as I mean, the last really good releases probably was, like, Reach, I would say, or something like that, and I know people are gonna I mean, well, no, MCC was horrible when it first came out, man. It took them
True.
months to get their servers fixed. But I mean, as far as like kind of a bigger game for Halo, and I know I'm gonna get comments that Halo 5 is the best and 4 is the best and Infinite's the best, and they all have their good points to them. But I am an old school Halo 2, Halo 3 player. I just feel like they've gotten too far away from that. And with their track record of Infinite, I don't have confidence either in the next one. And I think branching out kind of might be necessary for our survival. Excuse me. Just because I mean, if they do release a banger, hell, dude, I hope we go back to the old Halo 3 forum days. I mean, that would be so amazing. It's a different time. It might be a different thing and a different, it might look different, but if the Halo came back, God, that'd be sweet. But again, I don't have the faith in them. So we need to branch out.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, I really hope these next couple games are fucking bangers and they do revitalize and reinvigorate the brand. But you know, we I gotta hedge my bets and I'm hedging my bets right now. So the other thing is I wanted to talk about potentially getting some sponsorships for the contest and the prize pool for next year's contest, which I'm thinking I'm gonna match the first $1,000. So
Nice.
if we raise the minimum of that, we're looking at a minimum of $2,000 dollar prize pool.
Oh, that'd be amazing. And yeah, this is a good time. If there's anybody in other, other get games that like want to reach out and donate or know sponsors, if there's teams, I know there's a lot of local organizations that are making waves. I think I just saw some local Oregon Apex. Like, I don't know enough about Apex, but they, like, had won some or had qualified for something, and it's like, there's just a ton of good gamers out there that haven't been found yet, and if you're one of them or you know one of them and you wanna, like, reach out and help us, please do. That would be amazing. Because I mean, to get to 1,000 and have match it, that's $2,000 in prize money, like, that we can split and however we want to, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking probably for first place is gonna be a minimum of $1,000, for first
Yeah.
place winning. I mean, that's actually that's decent. Like, that could well,
That
I don't know how rent
that's
is now. I was
you got ri depends where you live.
it's like rent from 2000 and, like, 10s rent, but, I mean, if you got, like, a little studio, that could pay for your rent, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, oh, definitely depends where you live. I moved, from Denver to Texas, and man, the rent is crazy. I pay way less, and I have way more space here in Texas.
well, that's good,
It's
but, here in
yeah, so
California
and who knows? Again, yeah, I heard you guys are a little expensive over there.
yeah, man, it's wild over here, dude. What's it called? Like my godfather's building where he lives, the landlord just raised the rent to 1,500 for a one bedroom. It's crazy.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
dude.
crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's what we were paying in Denver, around that for our place, and it wasn't even a big, like, one-bedroom. It was just a normal one-bedroom, and then you had to pay for the extra parking spot and, like,
Oh,
all the extra, like, fees, like, pest control and pool maintenance and blah, 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 blah.
nice.
So
From you have a pet. If you have a pet, you got to pay for the pet fee and all that stuff. And
totally. I don't know how kids make it these days. I really don't, but that's just me being old.
it's wild, dude. It's wild. It's a wild time to be alive in. Um,
So, anyways, that could be half your rent in some places. So, that's a
just
decent amount
like
of
two
money.
thirds or whatever, you get your car payment or something. You could pay your car off with it and have a little extra to eat some Kentucky Fried Chicken or something. I don't know.
Ooh, yum. Man, have you ever had the Popeyes red beans and rice?
No, I have not, but I have had the Popeyes chicken sandwich and some of the shrimp and stuff there. Popeyes is
Would you
fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude. I don't if you're not a red beans and rice person, definitely don't, but, like, my wife is like, "How do you eat that garbage?" And it is my favorite red beans and rice. It is so delicious, so just thinking of that chicken got the fat kid in me churning.
Oh, I gotta try that, dude. I gotta try so red beans and rice from, Popeyes. Okay, I gotta give that a try. Um, you never know,
Yeah.
nuances of the menu. Sometimes people find
Right?
gems in the menu. They're, like, super hidden, you never would have guessed, and it's super delicious, you know? So, yeah.
Totally.
So
And I'm a fat kid, so I take all those.
oh, same here, dude. Same here. What's it called? So I'll be matching first $1,000 of the prize pool. We've got a silent sponsor. My buddy from that owns a gas station is sponsoring the event, and he doesn't want any kind of credit or anything. But that's where some of the funds are coming from. If anyone's wondering. So thank you to his name is Mohammed. Thank you to Mohammed for the help. Um,
I want any recognition. We sure are trying to out him right now.
what's
Look
he?
at his name. I said, for not wanting any recognition, you're outing him right now, so telling people what he does and his name. You know, doc.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like a million fucking Mohammeds in the world, dude. There's a oh yeah, Mohammed that works at a gas station. Yeah, that's I know that guy.
Oh, 100%.
But
So we were talking about making a physical trophy for this too. That'd be sweet. Like, I don't think we should make it like, the fucking Stanley Cup, but I mean, if you got like a little foot tall trophy, that'd be badass.
yeah, a trophy. I don't know about a foot tall trophy. I was looking at these like glass trophies that are like really kind of premium looking. I could send you over like a picture of them, but they got them on. You can actually customize them and buy them on Amazon. It's pretty neat. Um, and
I'll be honest, I've never once looked for trophies in my life, so I would trust your judgment way more than mine. Although I should buy myself trophies. It'd make my place seem more unique and my stories more unique. I just have to come up with a backstory for each one.
Yeah. Well, like the trophies, like the glass trophy is actually like really neat and really kind of premium looking. I was looking at other options. I mean, like I said, this is all up in the air. Maybe we don't even do a physical trophy. Because I don't know if people are gonna want me shipping a item off to their house and stuff, and but it's
Why
something.
not? I would.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that
It is just me. It's a subjective thing, but I think it'd be kind of cool to, put 50 bucks aside, or I don't know what a glass trophy costs. That sounds expensive as hell, but to get a trophy or 100 bucks or something. So maybe we need actually a $1,010.
something like this, yeah. But yeah, a physical trophy, I think if somebody were to offer me a physical trophy for a position in a video contest that I won, I think I would definitely take it. And especially with the one that I'm looking at, like I'm looking at these that are looking like pretty premium, they're looking pretty nice, and there'd be something that you could have you could put somewhere in your house and stuff, and it's a real visible item. So
Yeah, no, dude. Like, I mean, people have trophies in their house all the time. They hang, animals or bowling trophies, or I actually hang food trophy T-shirts, like from eating contests on my walls.
nice.
Yeah,
What do you have, what do you have, like, Buffalo Wild Wings or, like, where do you go to do that? Or where have you
there's all sorts of restaurants. So there's a website you can go to that will, excuse me, it actually lists all the like food challenges there are in America, and you can go find them. And like, most places you'll get like a T-shirt and like maybe a gift card, or get your meal for free and a T-shirt. So that's the reason why the T-shirt collection, because it's kind of a common theme, and you usually get your name on the wall or something. Yeah, it is.
and
It's
for
pretty cool. I mean, that's
yeah, I was gonna say, for people that don't know, AYS is like he's like 6'8". It's like 200, like, kicky pounds, so he can eat a lot, like, and, like, for me, like, dude, if I eat that much food, like, I'll gain 1 billion pounds, I can't hold it that well, But, yeah, I wish I could do those eating contests.
well, I mean, I don't do them often, but it's just one of those things. And that's what I was going back to, is like everyone has something to collect. I'm sure you collect things like And I just think it's a cool idea. I know we're spitballing on this whole thing, but I don't know. I mean, maybe if it wasn't that expensive, I'd even just pay for the trophy myself to get mail off to somebody. I think that'd be badass.
Yeah, yeah, we could definitely, I
We'll
think
talk numbers off air.
yeah, yeah, the trophy's such a neat idea because I think, like like I said, if somebody were have offered me a trophy for, like, the Halo 3 movie competition back in, like, 2009, like, I would've been all over that, like, "Hell yeah, dude, like, give me that. I want that damn trophy. I want that first place prize, finish. I don't want the money, I want that fucking trophy."
Exactly. Dude, everyone has their own things. Like, if we don't offer a trophy, there might be a kid out there who feels just like you that's like, "Psh, I got money. My parents make a ton. I ride horses for a living or for a hobby because that's a super rich person's freaking hobby. Like, I don't need money. I want that trophy. That's what I want."
Yeah, I think it's definitely, it could be a good motivator for people. Um, and then maybe instead of a trophy, maybe a necklace or something like a what's it called? A medal. I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities with these where you can do a medal, you can do a trophy, you can do these glass kind of ornaments. Um, there's a whole bunch of things that we can go over and we can discuss after the podcast is done. Um, and maybe we could go
I
out
just say right now,
yeah.
if you want to do a necklace, I'm out.
No, not a necklace, like a medal, I meant like, like a
Oh, like an Olympic medal? That's
still out on that one. So
like the idea of a trophy or something. And of course, we can spitball like you were saying, but
yeah.
I don't know. I just picture. Did you ever watch pro wrestling at all?
Yes, yes. I love
Okay.
pro wrestling.
Do you remember Kurt Angle back in the day when he first came in and he had like his Olympic gold medal and he kept showing it off all the time?
Yeah, yeah, I won this medal with a broken freaking neck.
Yeah, exactly. That's where my head instantly went to. And I was just like, I don't know, maybe some kid will go to school and be like, yeah, look at this right here. Look at this medal I got.
Yeah, I guess his trophies
Yeah.
a trophy is definitely more premium than a medal for sure.
Dude, watch now all the comments will be like, fuck no, we want a medal. What if he
Talk that damn medal, yeah, especially if it's a gold Olympic medal, like fucking, her name was the gold Olympic medal. Um, let's see, other things that I wanted to touch on, I did kind of retouch up the list of topics that we're gonna discuss. I wanted to touch on this VR gallery that I was thinking about pursuing and get your opinion on that. Like, what do you think about, like, making a virtual reality, um, montage gallery?
So I know that I think it's better. I think it's a way better idea than an actual physical gallery. I think a physical gallery would be amazing, but I mean, I think a virtual gallery would reach out to so many more people and be so much cooler and so much more, like you could like interface with it more and stuff like that. I think that'd be more kind of where technology's going in a way with the way some of these virtual reality headsets are gonna start, being, better and better as we go on. I think it's a really cool idea. I haven't heard you say this at all, but I think that's sweet.
Yeah, so this is a thing because I sent you the topics before I went and did a VR demo for the Apple glasses or whatever, the Apple VR AR headset. I went yesterday and did a demo for that, and I thought it was the coolest shit. I'm like, "Dude, like, this would be so cool to have, like, a VR gallery for montages and stuff." And then I also thought with a real gallery, these are videos with audio. You couldn't have more than 1 or 2 videos in one spot because the audio would just muffle out all over the place. So it just it just makes more sense to do a VR version of this, and it's also more economical too, and it's just like in
Yeah.
general just works out better, more functional. So
I was gonna say it's way more economical in that way and way more functional. And again, I think it'd take more you'd get more people. I mean, say you did do the gallery in Chicago. Well, now if you're not in Chicago, you're probably not gonna see that, chances are, unless you are a hardcore Halo fan or something. With this though, anyone around the world can look at it. They can go relive like old Fluxy and Feartasticaly or the fucking first oh my god, I can't believe final boss montage that Zola did. just things like that, and even just go to new ones, that'd be so sweet. Like, I could just imagine being like, choose which Halo you wanna go to, and then maybe even what era, what year, and then be able to search them by name or whatever hashtags you wanna see. You wanna see nothing but assassinations, like, "Oh, here's some ninja-tages or whatever." Like, I think that's a really freaking sweet idea, man, and I think the possibilities with it are almost endless.
Yeah, you
Like,
can
you
have
could almost have it be an interface that people join, and they make their own galleries of their own, and they submit it to a meta gallery that, you control or whoever controls, and, like, I mean, it would be badass, man. Almost like a 3D, like, world you could, like yeah, just like a gallery, like, that'd be so sweet. So, like, I've never done excuse me, I've never done any of those virtual reality things. I've just watched videos, which clearly is not the same thing, about them, and my friends, who have had them throughout the years. How they've been, getting better and better. So you really liked it, huh? What did you do in it?
So I was gonna ask you if you had ever tried the virtual reality AR goggles, not even Apple's version, any VR headset or AR headset. Um, I'm curious, you haven't tried any of
Nope.
that?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, dude, I really liked it. I mean, it was really cool. It's particularly and this has nothing to do with it kinda does tie into the Halo montages, but you can have a theater cinematic experience, and I swear to you, in my opinion, it's better than the fucking theater. Um, like yeah, dude, like, the whole, like, vision narrows into the screen. You're able to pick which area you're watching it from, so you get to angle the monitor that you're seeing 3D imposed in 3D space in front of you. You can watch it from different angles, and, I mean, I think yeah, I think it's so cool that you can be in there and, like, eat the food that you have at your house and not limited to, like, the food at the fucking theater, which sucks, most of the time. Like, the food at theater sucks, like
Hey, some of the new ones are they have some decent food. What sucks is they charge you damn near kidney for each, like, meal. Like, if you want an appetizer, it's like, "Oh, there's $22. You want a beer? There's $14."
it's $1,000,000 for fucking going out for a
Yeah.
experience, dude. Like, it's ridiculous.
Can you watch, like, new movies on those?
You might be able to, I'm not sure, but I think if it grows enough, like if they put the new movie on streaming, you should be able to watch it through that Apple TV app. So you should be able to.
Yeah, I figured it was. I just, like, I don't know why I thought this, but, like, maybe Apple has some, I don't know, deal with Paramount or whoever makes movies that, new releases come out on this only. Like, God, that would be sweet to watch, like, something you've really like, I wanna watch Thunderbolt or, whatever it's called, the new Marvel one. Did I call them Thunderbolts? What's it called?
I have no idea, bro.
Dude, I'm having a moment right now. Anyways, I wanna watch that, but, like, I'm gonna go watch it in the theater this weekend with my wife, like, but how cool would it be to have those headsets and just, like, sit back and watch it in your house?
I
Like,
think
I mean, I guess I could wait.
I think that's gonna be I said this to Mad Max, my good friend Max, and, like, he was like, "There's no way it's not better than an actual theater." I'm like, "Dude, when you take into account the fact that you can make the food that you like at your house how you like it, drink the drinks that you want in the comfort of your home, which tends to be a lot more comfortable than these damn theaters, although they are a lot better than they used to be, I will say that. But, um
Nah, dude, they are, but I'm gonna be honest with you, when you get to be like me or Eli X's size, because he's the same height as me, actually, I think he's an inch taller. I think I just outweigh him by, like, 50 pounds. No, nothing's, that comfortable. So if you're at home, like, that's where you're usually the most comfortable, and that's for most everybody too. Nobody's like, "I wanna go out and buy the theater seat and put it in my house because 'cause they're so comfortable." Like, people have theater rooms, but it is for, like, those people who love the theater experience. But, man, I think most people would rather just put on that headset and, like you were saying, make your own food, have your favorite tea or whatever it is, and watch a movie, like, in a crazy environment that you're fully immersed in
for
visually.
And I think also, I'm not sure about the how this works, but I think you can link up with people, and if you were to be watching it in the VR, or AR or whatever, like, you can actually see them, and it's almost like you're there with them. So, I mean, it's very much like the theater experience. I mean, it's really cool.
That's dope, man. I actually didn't even notice that thing you said you want to talk about, and I went back and looked just now, and yeah, I did see it, but I was like, I don't know what the hell he's talking about, and then I totally forgot to ask you.
What are you talking about there?
It's a VR, the immersive VR and stuff. But yeah, you had said you had mentioned it, and I was like, I don't remember that at all. And then I looked back, and so I was wrong.
It was, like, right at the bottom, yeah, it was at the bottom. I deleted all the stuff in between that because that
That's right.
couldn't even don't wanna listen to that stuff, but I think the VR gallery, for montages is really cool, especially if you can have that kinda cinematic experience for watching a brand new, like, high production, montage for either Halo or whatever FPS that you like, whatever frag movie that you like.
Yeah, 'cause definitely would be going out to all genres. I mean, you'd be kind of, selling yourself short if you didn't do it to other video games as well. Like, who knows, dude? This might turn into something where, like, you're getting Diablo games in there, like, whatever. Like, that'd be cool.
Be interesting for sure, man, like, all this gaming art, like, I love gaming art, and
Yeah.
it's such a new space, so, um
And I feel like montages have kind of been lost a little bit. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I know they still are in Halo, but yeah, I've seen a couple Titan 2 or Titanfall 2 ones from my boy Jade Sloth, but I don't and it probably maybe it's because I'm not in those circles, but I just like, man, it'd be sweet to get like just a whole bunch of different games montages in these virtual reality, gallery that you're thinking of. So, is this just an idea? Have you like tried pursuing it and looked into it? Like what?
So, the VR gallery thing, I'm actually yeah, I actually did look into it. So there's an app that you can use to build it. Obviously, like you could code it all from scratch, if you wanted to, which is actually a realistic possibility nowadays with AI being so good at fucking coding. Um, so, there's that, and then there's this app called Spatial, which I've been looking into. You can upload videos and create your own space in there and link it up to different rooms and all this stuff. And it's actually like really, really cool. So you could build a VR gallery through that app, and that's what I'm looking into right now.
Oh, wow, that's awesome, man. Well, I'm excited to see how you do with it, I mean, and see it come together because again, I think it's a great idea. I do. I really do.
It'd be cool to like interact with each other in like VR space and everything like that. It'd be like sweet. So yeah. Um, Other things, like, we could just shoot the shit now because I think that covers everything that I wanted to talk about besides, looking for more guests to do the podcast. We're always open to doing more podcasts. And not just that, like, we wanna start doing more multi-person podcasts. I know we talked about this together before.
I think that would be fun, man, to start doing more multi-person podcasts. And, I mean, I think one of the things maybe you'll have to do is start just reaching out to people, reach out to Hyena or Eli or whoever it is out there, Danchi, and start seeing, if you can start recruiting people for the podcast. Um, but I mean, I think the multi-person podcast is a great idea because then you just get so many more conversations that are flowing. As long as you don't get one of those ones like The View where all they do is like chirp over each other, which it would be. But we all know that. We've seen the clips.
Yeah.
um, but no, I think it's a great idea and growing the podcast and stuff like that. And I think you just might have to be a little more trying to find some more people, how does that work even? Do you reach out to people? Do they reach out to you? Like, what is that? What's the process there?
So the process has been like all these people that I've interviewed so far, like they've kind of offered themselves through the Discord or either reached out to me personally. When they see some of these podcasts, they're like, "Oh, this is really neat." Like, there's nobody doing something like this for the montage space, basically the frag movie space. So, like, they actually do want to get involved, and I think you're right. It is just probably a few DMs or one DM or reaching out on X or something, or tagging them away from having a bunch of different kind of artists besides the ones that we've already had.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, and I think if you were to look at it like, you have this podcast, how many people, unless you're, one of the top 10 podcasts in the world are reaching out? Like most people, reach out to podcasts. They reach out to people that they're interested in talking to. And that's where the best conversations come from, you know? It sucks when somebody I've never done it, but I could imagine, you know, where you're forced by a sponsorship to talk to this person, and maybe you don't even really know who they are, and you're trying to come up with talking points and research them as much as you can before this time. So, I think reaching out to people definitely is a good way of doing it, but that's interesting that they've all basically been organically, like, reaching out to you. Like, I think that's kinda unique. I think that actually shows, like, you have something there because people are coming to you and wanting to do these podcasts. Like, man, that shows like there's some good energy going that way.
And I definitely love to have I love building the rapport, like, 'cause the structure has been like if you've seen the recent podcast, the structure has been like, oh, I asked like, these series of questions, and then we have a discussion, at the end, which I think works out really well because, you build up that rapport and you kinda build up that, uh, that information, pool on the person to get an idea of who they are and everything so that it's not so awkward to talk and, you know, because when some people I had never met before, like I never spoken before to Blackhawk. I had never spoken before to Juke and others as well. So yeah.
So it makes sense. That's a good, you know, way of doing it. I haven't, I'll be honest, haven't listened to the podcast probably in the last month because I've kind of been busy with some personal stuff. But I think it's growing. And again, dude, the fact that people reach out to you just shows something. Like that's still kind of crazy to me. I'm still kind of a little shocked. Like I thought you would reach out to them or something, or they would submit a video and you'd be like, oh, hey, you want to be on the podcast too? No, you submitted to the contest. Have you tried reaching out to anybody? Well, yeah. Have you tried at all reaching out to anybody?
So I think I reached out to a couple of these guys. Like I think I reached out to Reflections, and then I had posted like I had posted a Discord message on the FMA Discord asking like if anybody wants to get involved, and a few of the guys, a few of these editors, they volunteered. So that's pretty much how it happened. Um, yeah.
Damn. I mean, I would love to hear from certain people's like, you know, like I really enjoyed the Reflections one. That was a really good one. But I love hearing Bo talk and just a little bit that I've seen of him. For anyone who doesn't know, Hyena. Um, and I would love to hear him because that dude is fucking hilarious. Like he is
Oh,
just so
yeah, he's funny. Yeah.
yeah, and it's like just the way he talks like God. It's like I've watched him and Blake Strafe have discussions on the podcast they did, and fuck, it was I don't know. I loved listening to that
I've
shit.
been
But
trying to get
we're like,
Ryan on.
yeah, I could definitely see, you know, there's some people who just don't really want that. They just and dude, I don't know him. I've chatted with him a little bit online, not a lot, but he just comes across to me as somebody to be like, I don't give a fuck about any of that really, you know? And you don't want to force somebody to do something. You want it to be genuine. But like I would love to hear like like one of the people like Mitten Blintz, obviously. Like I
Yeah.
mean, he's the biggest name in Halo, or Eli X, or I mean, even any pro, right? Like to hear how they've gotten there and how what they did to get to that position, or you know, somebody like Eli who, you know, is pro level, but I don't think he competes. Maybe he does. I don't think so. I could be wrong. I'm speaking out my butt. But you know, his thing is just streaming, and he is a successful streamer and you know, streams almost every day and whatnot. Like, you know, just talk to him about his journey and how he got to that and that being a profession and, you know, the trials and tribulations and all that stuff. Like, dude, I think you could get a lot of people on there again because you haven't fucking reached out to anybody. That just baffles me. So,
On the same note, I wanna shout out Eli X and Eli the Ninja because they both retweeted our stuff and helped us out with the contest. It's particularly
yeah.
Eli the Ninja, who's been very, very kind and very generous, helping out with, our our contest, basically promoting us, and, he's a great guy. They're both Elis.
Yeah, both. I've never talked to Eli the Ninja. I have Eli X a couple times on messaged him, but like I did see Eli the Ninja retweet us and show us some love, and that's somebody maybe you could even reach out to. I don't know. I'm totally spitballing here, bro. This is just a conversation we're having like we would off
Yeah.
this. But I mean to see where he's at and how he's, you know, hosting doing events and stuff. And and he's always somebody who's wanted to help the littler guys out, I feel like. And I'm not saying he's gonna do it, but just to hear from him and, like, I don't know, I'm so interested in some of these guys in their professions and what they do and how they got there. Like, I love hearing those stories. And, like, I like hearing the editors and some of the montagers you've, had on the podcast. Like, it's fun. It's just, you get to hear about somebody else's life, and I personally find that almost always really fascinating. Some people's lives I wish they would shut the fuck up about, but you know.
Dude, so about Hyena, so I know we mentioned like I want to get him on. Dude, me and Hyena are like really good friends. We talk on the phone all the time. We
Oh,
pray for
real?
one another and stuff like yeah, we're very good friends. And I've been trying to get him on. I I just don't know. Like our schedules are fucking because he's in London, So they have the podcast that had to take place at like 3 in the morning or something like that. It's just uh, the logistics for that is frustrating because I know he has expressed that he does wanna do a podcast session, and, I would love to get him on. Yeah.
Definitely being in the different time zones would be a problem. I don't know. I'm sure there's some point where it's kind of, late morning, late afternoon there or vice versa. But I mean, I didn't know you guys were that close. That's sweet. That dude is like the goat as far as montages in Halo is concerned, in my opinion. Like, there's people out there who are amazing snipers or just super fucking creative, but Hyena has it all. He has everything as far as a montager goes. Just like the uniqueness, the clips, the creativity, the shots he hits, the luck he has. Like,
Yeah.
uh, I mean, it is so insane. I've seen him do things that I've never thought like were possible in Halo, and mainly Halo 2 for the most part, but and Halo 3 as well. But man, like, yeah, to me, I think that dude is like fucking the best ever.
Oh yeah, me and Bo talk regularly, and like I've done a video for Cult Zodiac, and I've done a video for Hyena not too long ago for it's called Fragging like it's 1994. It's for a different. It's not Halo related, but it was a video that I edited for him, which it turned out really nice. So. Yeah, like he's a good friend of mine, man. Yeah, it's actually surprising I haven't had him on the podcast yet. But I would love to have him. So if you're listening, Bo, we got to get you on here, bro.
Come on, Bo, make it happen.
And then I want to get Phurion on, dude. If Phurion had told me yes like 3 months ago, he's like, yeah, I'll do it. And then like we scheduled it out. I sent him the questions ahead of time. We were gonna do it, and then he's like, oh, something came up. And then after that, it's just been like I just haven't been wanting to bother him to like be on his case about it. But like I'm like, damn man, when can we do this, dude? Because Furion's another legend, dude. That I would love to have on.
For sure, like, probably, like, I think the most famous OG originally legend. I mean, there's arguments. You could say Abused Goat or some other of the people, but, I mean, there's a handful of them that really, like, brought the montage scene on, and I think Phurion and Fluxy's Halo 3 montage was one of the ones that really pioneered montages in Halo 3. Um, I mean, if you haven't reached out to him for a while, give him a little shot. I mean, I'm sure on the list of all of our busy lives, like, doing a podcast with good and while you have good intentions, life comes up. I mean, we had to reschedule this because of, something that happened to me. But yeah, I'd love to hear from Fearon as well. Dude, that's what I'm saying. There's just so many people that I want to listen to and like hear about. And I mean, God, yeah. Fuck, do you want me to start reaching out to these people? I'll be your agent.
Dude, sure. Reach out to I mean, if you can casually drop the idea, like no, you don't have to like reach out to them and like specifically for that purpose. But if you can drop the idea when you're chatting with some of these guys, like, hey man, you ever think about getting on the podcast with Renzo PTW over here on the Best Effin Frag Movie podcast and talking montages and shooting the shit? Like, get on there, bro. So for sure.
I don't really keep in contact with anyone besides you for the most part, and a couple guys back from the old Halo 3 montage days. So I don't have those connections, but if anyone out there does, or if you're listening, like, feel free, again, shoot the message to PT Dub, and yeah, let's get some more people on the podcast for sure. Have you thought about having like all the, entrance to the podcast, like, or entrance to the contest beyond the podcast?
You know what? Now you mentioned that, that would be a good starting point to reach out to be Yeah, that would be a good that's a good idea, like, the people who entered in the contest would probably be more than willing to be on the podcast. I think I did mention it to Xander, and he expressed some interest in it, but he was like, "I really don't like being put on the spot," and I was like, "Don't worry, dude, I'm gonna send you the questions ahead of time. It's not like I'm gonna hit you with something, like, that's gonna, like, put you in a awkward situation or anything like that, like, this is all for growing the community, basically, and growing the space."
Yeah. Well, and I totally get that though if they don't like being on it, or maybe you just don't shoot the shit after and you just like, hey, here's the questions that we'll talk about when we're done with it. I'll wrap it up or something like that. But I I think that's a great idea. I mean, why not have them all on there? I mean, you already have something to talk about. They entered into a contest you're running. So there's already that discussion. There's a lot to unfold there, I'm sure, between edits, gameplay, or if they did an editor, or if they hired one, how they got them, and the communication and just all that stuff. So I don't know. I think that's a good idea. Maybe you should start there and then try reaching out to people and like Eli the Ninja. Like I totally can't believe I didn't even think of him since he's so big in the community.
Yeah, so I do have to do that, and I will do that. It's just I have a lot of things going on, with surviving and life,
Oh no,
and then
totally. I get it, bro. I 100% get it. And I'll actually reach out to some of them too myself and be like, hey, want to jump on this podcast? Like I'll ask Eli X see if he's interested in that. And maybe I'll hit up Phurion again. It's been Puck Dude a couple years since I've talked to him, but who knows? He'll see my name and probably just ignore it.
nah, Furion's really
I know, I'm
responsive.
fucking
He's really cool.
no, he is super cool. Every time I've talked to him, I remember the first time we played together, we matched up and he messaged me and was like, "Are you the real AYellowSnowball?" And I was like, "Are you the real Phurion? Because there's way more people imitating you than there are me." Like, I don't think anyone's ever imitated me.
He's so cool, dude. Like
Yeah.
he's really a legend in the space, and I mean, to be honest with you, like he's one of the reasons I got started editing, and also the reaction videos I make are because I saw him making reaction videos, and I'm like, dude, that's a good idea. So like, I make the reaction videos because inspired by Fearad as well. So
I've watched some of his reaction videos. Yeah, I liked him. You know, he's definitely a legend, man. Like I said, he's one of the top. He's, a lot of the term that gets thrown around a lot is Mount Rushmore. Like he's on my Rushmore for sure, along with Hyena. I don't know what the other two are. I'd have to really think about it. Probably Zola would be one on there as well. Even though it's been so long. And I'm not I probably wouldn't throw a pro player on there, but because there's
little montage Mount Rushmore.
yeah.
I feel like Zola is definitely is a contender for that. It's just he hasn't been active in so long, and he did produce the some of the greatest gems in Halo montage history. But I feel like you have to be kind of active, and Furion and Hyena have always been contributors.
No, and you know what? Like we both talk MMA, so there might be some people that don't get this who aren't into MMA. But it's almost like the, John Jones or GSP versus Khabib thing. Like, yeah, Khabib was undefeated, but he didn't face the challenges that, Jones and GSP have, and he didn't have the longevity. So like there's so many angles to the conversation of who are the GOATs or who are the Mount Rushmore that is so subjective. Cause I agree, but I also think I'm like, man, for what he did in that time, it made such an impact. That's why I'd put him up there. But again, this is totally opinion based on who it is. So, um, who would you put on yours? Because I have 3 right now. I don't know who the 4th one is. I
So
really
you
don't.
you mentioned two. You meant if we're gonna talk Mount Rushmore, we got to pick four, right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned two of them already. I mean, Furion and Hyena are definitely staples in my opinion. They're they're definitely staples in the Halo montage community. And then as far as the other two go, I mean, I'm inclined to say probably somebody like either Puba or Noob Slayer. Um Probably I want to say like Noob Slayer gets a lot of clout for that, and a lot of people drop his name a lot of times, especially when in the talks of like doing a lot for the community and everything. I just came back, so I'm not entirely like up to speed with everything, but it seems like probably Noob Slayer with that Stockholm video. I Everybody was fucking tweeting about
Yeah.
that, dude.
Yeah, that was a beautiful, and that's one, not that I shouldn't really say this, but I'm going to. I really wish they would have put that into this contest. But I can also see, and again, this is just a thought of mine. I don't know them. I haven't talked to them, but I could see them being like, no, we want this to be completely organic. We don't want to enter it in anything. We just want to like release it and let it take its course. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, just for how long that took, man, that is years of clips and work into that. And it's so good. Anyways, back to, I totally went off
Well,
topic.
no,
Back,
if they wanted to release it for the competition, I mean, the competition deadline is August 1st. If views die down and hype dies down for the video and they wanna kinda reinvigorate it, I mean, one way to do it would be to enter it in the contest and then win the contest and get some prize money out of it in a trophy, right? So, I mean, if they want to, that's still up for, that's still a possibility. So if I don't know if they're dead set on not entering in the contest or if they're waiting, but regardless, I really appreciated that video and what they're doing for the community.
okay, so you got Noob Slayer, you think at number, or Pooba at number 3. That's like 3 and 3.5.
So I'd say probably Noob Slayer would have to would probably be up there. I mean, I don't know if you've seen those Chops videos. I've seen one of the Chop series, and it was fucking beautiful, dude. Like I was tearing up watching it, dude.
Emotion right there that got freaking drawn out of you.
Yeah, it's a great. I mean, it was a beautiful video. So if you ever get the chance to watch the Chop series, like it's just a completely different experience than the very typical montage. It's a lot longer than a very standard montage. They're more like it's almost like a short film experience, and it's actually like really cool that he's been doing stuff like that. And he has like 5 or 6 of them on top of the montages that he produces, which are also like really really dope.
Oh, I've never heard them. I'm definitely gonna be watching them after this, that's for sure.
Yeah, check them out, check them out. They're really fun. They're not like a montage, like a highlight reel or whatever, like, they're almost like an experience, like a short film or something like this. Very cool, and they're fun. They're fun.
Okay, so who's your number 4?
Number 4, man. Oh, dude. Oh, man, you're putting me on the spot, dude. Dude, I mean, honestly, man, like, a guy like I could say, like, there's a lot of talent, dude. There's a lot of talent. I don't wanna piss anybody off saying this. I don't know, man. I think maybe somebody like Blackhawk, I think he's really talented, and I think he's kinda like the Zola of this period, you know? So he's keeping that alive. And in his videos, I see a lot of homages to like legendary videos, like, having the Spartan crash through the screen, having a bullet hit the Spartan in the head, having rain on a certain map, like he ties it into like the history of montages, and I really appreciate him doing that and what he does.
Okay, so that's your top 4.
I think so. Yeah, I think it would be Phurion, Hyena, um, what's it called? As far as influence goes, uh, Noob Slayer and Blackhawk.
Okay. So if we were going influence, my number 4 would probably be gr oh, ooh, maybe, okay, so if there's 2 people that I would say, one was Abused Goat because he was the first person. That's probably my number 4 because he was the first person that when I started playing Halo and started playing multiplayer with my friends and then realized you could play online, because I played Halo 2 for a little while before I even realized you could go online. Like, I was totally unaware of it. Um, he was the first person who I started watching their montages, and I was like, this is fucking crazy. Like, I remember watching his montage where he had like all the different double kill, triple kill, overkill, or killtacular, killing frenzy, and then whatever, like, kill atrocity, Kilimanjaro, whatever it was in Halo 2. And at the top, he had each of those symbols. And as he got them, the numbers kept going up as to how many he had gotten of each multi kill. And it was sick. Like, I just remember watching those so much, and I was like, "I wanna be that fucking good at Halo where I'm just slaughtering people," and I realized I was not that good at Halo to be able to do that. Um, I think, though, if it was influence, it would there's a couple people in the beginning, but there was this one guy that people don't really know, and I don't think he'll even ever hear this or even, like, probably think that his name was ever mentioned again because I don't know if he games or not still, but his name was Dragon Night Vision. And I met him probably around the Reach time, and he was a big Halo 2 kid, but he had a unique knack for sticks like I do, and like Titanium does, and other legends. Dust is one of them. Um, but he did some of the most creative stuff that I had seen. And what I mean by influence, he almost made me be a better like person when I was trying to think of my clips because I was like, I'll give you an example. This one time he was like, I thought of getting this clip in Reach. And I was like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone do this before, so I'm gonna try it. And I didn't tell anyone about it because that was something I never told people my like things because I didn't want someone to get it before I did if I thought of something unique. And so I was playing with him one night and he was like, "Hey, have you ever tried sticking somebody and then launching the stick off somebody or launching the sticky off the grenade that stuck the person that you stuck?" And if that makes sense. So, like,
Yep.
what you would do and so I had been practicing and trying to get this clip, and I had gotten something similar. What I was doing is I was, on, like, narrow maps, like Sanctuary or something, I was, like, luring people around corners, and I would throw a sticky off the wall and then stick them, and in Reach, the stickies were, like, kind of 50-50 if they would launch or not. Sometimes they would explode, sometimes they would launch. And I was trying to do that, and I was trying to get a stick that way because I was like, "That's fucking cool if I could do that. If I could, like, bounce a stick off a wall, stick a guy, then throw a stick and launch it off the stick that's blowing up and stick another person, that'd be dope." And I had
That's
gotten
crazy.
that Yeah, I had gotten that, but it had betrayed a guy who was only, like, maybe 8 feet away from me on my team. And I was like, "Okay, that's still hella cool, but I want the actual kill, and I want it to be, like, a good distance. Like, I want that sticky to launch, like, 30 feet." So anyways, we started playing and he asked me that, and I was like, "This motherfucker is just like me." Like, he thinks of crazy stuff. And, and he was like, "So I got one like that," and I was like, "No way," and he showed me it, and he was doing almost the exact same thing, and it was almost the exact same, like, scenario of what I was doing, and he had stuck somebody almost the exact same distance away, like, he stuck I think it was free for all is what he was playing, and he had stuck somebody off a sticky that he had stuck on somebody else, like, 6 or 7 feet away, and I was like, "That is so cool." So when it comes to influence, that guy, like, had some crazy clips that and he never got a lot of, like, recognition for them, and I don't even know how long he was in the scene for. I know he was in Halo 2 for a long time, but I think he was just a person who would, like, casually drop videos, but his sticks were dude, like, he had luck, he thought of things. Like, one other stick I saw him do is he did back-to-back straight up spawn sticks on Lockout on Halo 2, and he was telling me something about being able to and I know people that are really into Halo 2 will know what I'm talking about. I was never into, like, being able to, like, learn how to spawn trap people and, like,
Yeah.
knowing the next spawns, but he was telling me something about it where he would, like, if the timing was right or something, he would throw a sticky up, and as it landed, the guy would spawn, and then he would go over to this other spot that was close by, throw a sticky up, and as the guy spawned, it would land on him, and I saw him get back-to-back sticks like that, and I was and all within, like, 10 seconds or however long it just takes you to basically throw a stick in the air, have it land on somebody, and then move 10 feet and do it again, and I was like, "That was insane." And he was like, "I've been trying for this clip for years," and I was like, "I know that feeling," like so that would be my number 4, actually, and I know nobody knows him, but man, that dude, like, his sticks were insane. And if you wanna look him up, I think when you spell out Dragon Night Vision, the E, it's all one word, and night is spelled Nit, the number 3, and then vision, I'm pretty sure, but he might still have some of his stuff out on YouTube. I'm actually gonna look him up too along with Noob Slayer stuff after this.
I have to check out some of his videos for sure. Um, Dude, there's so many guys that, like, leave an impact on you. Like, I'm talking to good, actually the channel manager of YouTube, Flex Your Index, Nickeon. So I'll drop his name and shout out to him because he's been absolute blessing. And not just him too, Photon as well. All you guys, uh, Snowball, Photon, and Flex Your Index. I fucking love you guys, man. Thank you so much for all your support and everything. Like how much help you've been and how big of a blessing you guys have been for me, man. Um, yeah.
We appreciate it, and we appreciate what you're doing, and, we'll like, I can't speak for them, but I'm assuming they'll be there to help you and support you, like, and hopefully watching this thing grow, and yeah, we're excited to see what the future comes.
They've been super helpful. Like Nickeon's the one that makes the podcast. So like he'll be listening to this and he's gonna be making like the background and what's called the thumbnail and all that stuff and he's been a real blessing. And like so in my new edit, that tin soldiers that I released, almost all my clips are on Nickeon because I was playing with him all the time. Most of my time playing I spent just playing Halo with him. He's a great dude.
Well, look, dude, I gotta get going. It's been a pleasure. I wanna wrap this up if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it again here in a couple months whenever I'm back from Alaska.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, man. Thank you for doing this. And we'll talk in a few months, and we'll obviously keep in touch during that time. But yeah, thank you so much for doing this, brother. I love you, man.
Oh, man. Love you too, man. Take care.
Have a good one.